Jarrell Miller has failed another drugs test in the lead up to his July the 9th fight against Jerry Forrest. It's apparently the same drug that he failed, and one of the 3 drugs he failed against Anthony Joshua in it's been about past a year now, isn't it? Last year, June the 1st, he was meant to fight AJ, and he failed 3, took 3 different substances. One of them you had to inject inside you, and the one you have to inject is the one the GW, blah, blah, blah. That one he actually got hooked for again. It's incredible, really, the fact that he's failed another drugs test. I mean, I think this is the end for Jarrell Miller. Yeah, this is the end. This is the chapter. We've looked at this situation, and he's miraculously he's been given a second chance. I mean, how many fighters would fail 3 drugs tests at a world championship fight for crazy career money? They failed 3 drugs tests. One of the drugs they had to inject inside them, and they have a second chance within a year's time, fighting at another major promotional company. It's incredible. Fighters dream to get to those heights, fight at top level, or fight at a level that they can be promoted by guys like Top Rank and Matchroom and DAZN. This guy did that. And to be fair, his mouth got him there, and potentially drugs. It's Miller. He's deactivated his Instagram and social media, which is never a good sign. It looks like the pressure's getting to him. His promoter Demetrius Slater, said he's disappointed. They've never had the best relationship, but here or there, he was his former promoter, and he said he's just disappointed. He was looking forward to the fight. A lot of people around Miller, no one is giving him the positive viewpoint. For you to fail 3 drugs tests last year, you'd be extra careful. I mean, you wouldn't even have a smoke. You wouldn't even do anything. You'd have to be too stupid to do it. But this wasn't no accidental failed test. This was planned and prepared. Oh yeah, it was. You see, VADA made an announcement before this corona thing got big, and they said, we're not going to be doing no drug testing, obviously because of corona. And Miller thought, you know what, let me take a few scoops, and then when things get back to normal, I just diet out or whatever they do. And then when I fight my comeback fight, I look incredible in my comeback fight, and people will think he's still the same. But where he messed up was VADA were quick to return. VADA ain't playing games. They ain't playing games. And they came back and they found out that he still had it. It's either that or he still had contaminated elements, and he's never really cycled off last year's one. Because he took 3 substances last year. That's a lot of stuff to take. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't just go out your body or out your bloodstream in a year's time. 3 major things. I mean, especially the GW blah, blah, blah one. That one, I heard, damages the heart. It's very physically, it's not good for you. I mean, obviously drugs are not good for you, but to have 3 at once in your system, whether they help you or not, it's not naturally good for you. Miller's really pushing his health at this rate. And he's a joke, to be fair. He's a joke. He was never even that good of a heavyweight anyway. What I'm saying? Sometimes you think of guys that take substances and they're meant to look an Adonis, they're meant to look shredded, they're meant to look, good. But this guy is like a fat tub. His whole thing was being 300 pounds and throwing, this guy threw 200 punches in the 11th round against Duopa. 200 punches in the 11th round. And that wasn't like a slow-paced fight. He was throwing punches every round. Over 70 punches every round in that fight. And I think the questions were there when he failed to enroll in the WBC. Why? He said in an interview in IFL, I don't want to be people following me around. I want my own space. I haven't got time. And that's the reason why you don't want to participate in the WBC. Because he's not ranked in the WBC top 15. He wanted to chase the Deontay Wilder route, but why didn't he? He fought on Showtime against Gerald Washington. He could have easily had that for the WBC blah, 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 or WBC silver title or some kind of that, and gone the WBC route. Had a final eliminator against Dillian White, the winner of Dillian White, Derek Chisora in December. because he was at that fight. He could have fought the winner of that fight, and he could have gone down that route. But no, he was on this WBA regular belt. From my knowledge, I don't know if he enrolled in any VADA prior to fighting AJ. And the fact that he's going life, I wouldn't say going life or death, but he wasn't hurting. He wasn't getting these guys out of there. I mean, he was retiring guys. I mean, he's beating guys like Adamek, Wack, all these old guys, and he's going a long fight. Yeah, he's putting great pressure on them, but he ain't no explosive heavyweight. He ain't no ripped heavyweight. He ain't no powerful heavyweight. He even with the drugs on him, he wasn't that impressive. We didn't see him at world level yet, did we? So from what I can see and what I can, take upon the situation is Miller's always been on drugs. I mean, his own coach said he was hell-bent on cheating. His own coach. This coach has been with him for, I think, his whole career. And his coach said he was hell-bent on cheating. From what I'm gathering with Jarrell Miller is a narcissist. He is the kind of guy that he can't see a way where he's wrong. In his mind, he's just making excuses, and he fools the public by doing these long talks and talking for a long period of time to cover up the truth. Like he did that in the IFL interviews. If you guys notice, he'll talk a lot, he'll say so many different things to cover up the truth, to cover up his own insecurities. He never thought he could beat Anthony Joshua. He probably didn't even think he could beat Jerry Coons off drugs. Because he wasn't even getting guys like Duopo, who's been stopped, out of there. And Duopo gave him a good fight. That was quite competitive. He won, but Duopo was given a good fight. If he's going and having good fights with Duopo, on PEDs, potentially, then I'm pretty sure he's not going to be confident enough to come back and fight Joshua. I mean, this guy wasn't even confident to fight Jerry Forrest. Jerry Forrest has lost 3 times. Is a warm-up comeback fight. Talking about, that shows that Miller don't believe in himself. And if Miller doesn't get banned for life, then boxing is a serious issue. Because this man he's basically saying to himself, he doesn't care. He can't fight without drugs. He's either an addict or he's just a straight narcissist and he thought he could fool VADA and play VADA, and he doesn't believe in his ability. It could be all of them, And from what the opportunities he got, he could have made millions against Joshua. He could have had a potential good comeback, got paid quite well. Because a lot of people had eyes on this top-ranked card. A lot of people wanted to watch the fight because they wanted to see what Miller would be like off the juice. So they would have probably done decent viewership on this top-ranked card. And if Miller looked explosive against, Jerry Coons, I reckon people would have followed him because he got such a big profile and a big name off not fighting Joshua in terms of, because he promoted it well, he was cussing his mum, he pushed Joshua. He got a bit of a fan, he got a lot of clout from that. So even when he did go to top rank, he would have still got viewership. But now he just threw it in the bin again. Miller's a joke. And he needs to be banned. And this just shows how slow Arum is. I wonder what Bob Arum's going to say about this. Because he's the one that was saying, Miller's a changed man. We're going to be serious. We're going to be enrolling on VADA for all our fights and for the year and prove that with it. Rubbish. Rubbish. Let me know what you guys think.